Hello everybody and welcome back to ScorpioTech. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Genesis Xenon 800 Ultralight Gaming Mouse. Now this mouse boasts some excellent features including on-run switches, several programmable buttons, 16,000 DPI, built-in memory, RGB, as well as various accessories and a dedicated software. All of this we'll take a closer look at shortly, but for now let's take a look at the box and what's inside. So on the back of the box we are shown a mouse breakdown that highlights some of the key features that I've already mentioned, but here we can also see that the mouse weighs just 58 grams, and also included is a weight adjustment that can push that to 78 grams to suit your preference. The on-run switches are said to last 20 million clicks, so you shouldn't be having issues anytime soon. Taking a quick look at the product specification, we can see that the sensor type is optical PMW3389. The DPI ranges from 200 to 16,000, the max acceleration of the mouse is 50G, and the mouse cable length is 1.8 meters, as well as a few other more in-depth facts and figures. So now it's time to take a look inside the box. First up we have the changeable top cover. Although in my opinion it's not that attractive, it is great to have the option to change these around to suit your personal preference. It's also worth noting that changing these covers over is literally the easiest thing you could ever do. All you have to do is pull up the existing cover and clip in the replacement, there's no screws or anything like that. So next out of the box we have the deceivingly light 1.8 meter mouse cable which is non-detachable. The material feels very much like a shoelace in my opinion, and it's so light that it doesn't cause any drag at all when in use, making it one of my favourite things about this mouse. Also included in the box are the customizable accessories which I've already mentioned, and we will take a better look at those shortly, as well as the mouse weight adjustment which slots into the centre of the mouse and can be adjusted to suit your preference. Last but most certainly not least is the mouse itself. Even going into this unboxing video knowing full well that this is dubbed as an ultralight mouse, I was not expecting it to be quite as light as it actually is. This is admittedly the first ultralight I've ever used, but it has certainly caught me by surprise. And of course, a quick installation guide is also included in the package that outlines again some of the key features and specifications that we've already covered. As well as this, there is a simple guide to installing the Genesis Xenon 800 software that gives you access to some additional features that we'll come to later. The link to the software as well as the other product information will all be down in the description, so make sure you go and check that out as well. It may also be worth noting that this mouse has a 2-year limited manufacturer warranty. So as a lot of you will know, I'm a lover of white peripherals, but this mouse honestly looks great in its matte black finish, especially when coupled with the RGB zones that we'll take a look at shortly. Although I would love to see a white version of this mouse become available as well at some point. The underside of this mouse also has a standout honeycomb design that we've come to see in many ultralights to ensure that the weight is kept down as much as possible. There is also a switch on the bottom that ranges from 125 to 1000, which I believe to be the polling rate of the mouse. All of the white sections on the underside of the mouse also can be swapped out for black included tabs if you want to customise that at all. Now in regards to the programmable buttons, you've got two good sized buttons on the left hand side of the mouse, and these can be adjusted via the dedicated software. There is also a central DPI switch on top of the mouse that includes 7 levels of DPI. If this is not of any use to you, then you can also reprogram this one as well. Now let's take a look at how the weight adjustment works. This small box seats 12 metal weights, and you can add or remove these to find the sweet spot to suit your own preferences. As I mentioned previously, these included black tabs can either be kept as spares or swapped out with the existing white ones on the mouse feet. In addition to this, there is also a couple of red and black rubber pieces that can be swapped out with the DPI button. They are slightly different heights, so it's up to you to choose whatever suits you. I personally think it's great to see when a company gives you all these options to truly make a product your own. I'm all for customization, so I wish more companies would get on board. Now let's talk about the quality of the mouse. I've always loved the feel of a weighted mouse, so I really wasn't sure what to expect when trying my first ultralight. However, I was pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed using this mouse, not only for gaming but for general use for an extended period of time as well. I also noticed when gaming there was a lot less fatigue on my wrist compared with a heavier mouse such as my Razer Basilisk. In my opinion though, heavier items generally feel of a higher quality and more premium, but considering this mouse is only 58 grams at its lightest, I was really impressed with the build quality. The mouse wheel is rubberized and scrolls smoothly over various increments, all of the buttons feel tactile, and the mouse body is very sturdy even with the honeycomb design. So after being plugged in, the RGB zones begin to glow. The mouse wheel is highlighted as well as the internal Genesis logo, and the rear base of the mouse also casts a really nice glow onto your mousepad. As you'll see shortly, all of this can be customised with the dedicated software to suit your style. In terms of size, it's quite neutral. The mouse is 120mm long, 66mm wide and 43mm deep, and it's shaped ergonomically to suit various grip styles. Now, I can't remember the last time I laughed during an unboxing video, but this was one of them. After removing the honeycomb top cover, I was greeted with this endearing message. Thanks for brightening my day, Genesis. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, swapping around the covers was extremely easy with this mouse, they simply just clip in. It's also worth noting that they stay very secure once clipped in as well, so you don't need to worry about it coming loose or rattling around or anything like that. Now, returning to the lovely message telling us to put it back in, it's actually an instruction as to where to place the weight adjustment box. Again, due to clever design, the weight box is held in very securely from what I believe to be magnets. I also tested this by shaking the mouse around vigorously, and the weights never came out of place, so there's also nothing to worry about there. Now, in my opinion, the pricing of this mouse is very generous. It can be picked up for about 45 or 50 euros, and as I mentioned earlier, all product information will be down in the description should it change, with various links to point you in the right direction if you're interested. Just to quickly recap and show you again, here are the included customization options. You can swap out all 5 of those mouse feet with the black ones that are included if you so please, and there's also the rubber DPI switches as well. In my opinion, it looks better in all black, but it's up to you. In regards to the glide of the mouse, this ultralight mouse absolutely flies. With very little force at all, this mouse can glide pretty far on the mousepad, allowing for reduced strain, especially when playing at higher DPI. I also did this test with my Razer Basilisk, which is a much heavier mouse, and the results had a stark contrast. So to recap then, in the box we have the Genesis Xenon 800 mouse, a secondary top cover, a quick installation guide, 4 choices of rubber DPI button for you to choose, 2 red or 2 black, and a full set of 5 alternate feet for the mouse, not forgetting the weight adjustment box. So then, let's take a look at the dedicated mouse software. When you first boot it up, you're shown the key assignment page, which allows you to rebind any or set profiles for your mouse, which is great. On the second tab up top here, we've got the DPI settings, which allows you to adjust the increments for the DPI button. On the third tab here, we've got the LED light settings. There's light effects such as Prismo, Breathe, Steady, Neon, Tailstream, Reaction, Heart, and a couple more as well. You can choose whichever colour you want, and that's represented really nicely on the RGB on the mouse. So on the fourth tab we've got the advanced settings. In here you can adjust a few settings to better tailor the mouse to your liking. You can adjust the mouse sensitivity, the scrolling speed, double click speed, and even the LOD as well. On the last tab then you can create your own custom macros, which is a great feature to have, and it's a must have for many people. That pretty much wraps things up for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please drop a like and a comment, as it's much appreciated. Just a quick note to say this mouse was indeed sent out by Genesis, but the thoughts and opinions in this video are my own. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.